Hello guys, what is up? It is me, General Tsuki, coming at you with another Duel Links video, and today I'm going to show you my dual level max that I did during the stage 1 of KC Cup for this month. And you might be wondering, is this actually a dual level max deck? It looks like a troll deck, but it's really not. It can be a really unfun deck, and I'm about to tell you and show you why this deck is not fun to play against. Especially if you get to go first and you get the cheesy combo. Without further ado, let me explain. We're using the NEOS engine with Keeper of Dragon Magic, NEOS Fusion, of course base NEOS and whatnot. This is literally the NEOS Fusion engine right here. And what we do is, the main objective that you want to do with this deck, if you go first, is to dump the Raw's Disciple. And you might be wondering, why the hell is this in the deck? Well, basically, it can't be tributed, and when it's on your field, you cannot special summon monsters except through the effect of Raw's Disciple. Which basically means whoever has this on their field cannot special summon, and they cannot tribute this. That means cards like Enemy Controller and Ballista Squad are not going to work against this deck if you want to get rid of it. You can't get rid of it with Enemy Controller or Ballista Squad. And since most decks are nerfed to where they cannot use World Legacy class to temporarily get it off their field, even better. How are you going to put this on your opponent's field? You're going to use Give and Take. You basically, if you go first, the easy auto win is to play NEOS Fusion, have a Give and Take in your hand, set it, turn 2, your opponent tries to make a play. You flip this over, you put Raw's Disciple in their field, they can't play their deck. Almost every meta deck relies on special summoning. If they cannot special summon, they are not winning. And the real god combo, the ultimately god combo, if you go turn 1, is you get an Angel Trumpeteer in your hand, you get NEOS Fusion in your hand, you get Give and Take in your hand. If you have all 3 of these in your turn 1 hand, what you do with Trumpeteer is you use what grows in the graveyard. What this skill does is it puts a Dark Verger in your graveyard. Free card in your graveyard. And what does Dark Verger do? If you summon a Plant Tuner, normal summon, you can special summon this on the field. That is literally a 1-card synchro summon with Angel Trumpeteer. And what you want to do if you go turn 1, if you have this, NEOS Fusion, and Give and Take in your hand is, you want to summon Trumpeteer, you put Barkio on the field turn 1. With NEOS Fusion, you make the Brave NEOS when you dump the Raw's Disciple. And then if you have Give and Take in your hand, well, you set that, turn 2, opponent draws. You flip this over, Raw's Disciple. They might set back row, trap card back row. Well, because you have Barkio on the field with possibly 2 and 3 negates for your... Because what Barkio does is, if your opponent activates a trap card, you banish 2 cards in your graveyard. Any 2 cards, you negate it. It is not once per turn either. So this whole setup gives Barkion 2 negates if you happen to get all 3 cards in your hand on turn 1. So you basically, your opponent has no counterplay. Absolutely no counterplay unless they have actually 3 trap cards that are impactful. But even so, that is extremely powerful. I think I do have a replay of doing exactly that. I could be wrong. But we also use things like Painful Decision so that we don't brick at all. You can't really brick with this deck. It happened to me like one time where like I had like 2 Battle Tunes and 2 Give and Take in my hand. But those are so very rare to ever happen. We use a Lava Golem because it's a tech card. It helps break boards that have monsters that have inherent protections from destruction or battle. So Lava Golem will help you break that board. And what's really dirty is if you give them a Raw's Disciple and then you give them a Lava Golem, so they can just sit on the board and let them burn. That's a really dirty combo. It's really hard to get replays of this deck because people will rage quit if you give them a Raw's Disciple in their field. because it locks them out of their deck. They cannot play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links if this is on their field. All they can do is set back row and hope to make a comeback when you do decide to get off the field. Now, you might be asking, they're just gonna sit on back row and wait for you to destroy this. You can easily drag the duel out by keeping your monsters in defense mode so that they cannot destroy it, Rouse Disciple, by ramming it into your NEOS or whatnot. What you're gonna do is, you're gonna drag the duel out if they have 2 or 3 back row, so that you don't get, gutted for daring to destroy Rouse Disciple. What you're gonna do is, you're gonna keep drawing out your deck until you get 2 Cosmic Cyclones. You're gonna banish 2 of their cards on the back row. And then after that, you're probably gonna summon a Trumpeteer, make a Brown Neck, return everything to the hand, get lethal. Free win. Let's talk about our other Synchro options. We talked about Brown Neck being an easy lethal. Barkions to negate back row. A lot of people will sleep on Barkion. A lot of Dark Magician decks I played against, because Naturia Barkion is a selection box card, meaning a limited time event to open packs from that selection box. People do not see it coming. They don't expect a Barkion in a competitive setting, so they'll get caught off by it, and you pretty much win that duel. Archfiend's Call is extremely powerful against, I would say a third or maybe a half of the meta, because not many meta decks have non-targeting abilities, effects, or whatnot. And what Archfiend's Call is really good at is it cannot be targeted by card effects, period. So, let's say you go turn 1, you don't get your godly combo with NEOS Fusion and Give and Take. What you could do is, if you have this in your opening turn 1 hand, you can summon it, put an Archfiend's Call on the field, and the bonus with Archfiend's Call is you can put a Battle Tune face down. Oh, by the way, Battle Tune, you banish a plant. If you banish Angel Trumpeteer, pretty much, Archfiend's Call is going to gain 1900 attack permanently. It's like a mini concentrated current that sticks onto the monster. Think of it like that. And the best thing about Archfiend's Call is, against Blackwing's Dark Magician, and what's the other card I'm looking for? Ritual Beast. Those 3 main decks, this hard counters those three decks really badly. The only thing they can really do to counter it is to play a Herald of the Abyss if they had drawn it, just to get this off the field. But a lot of times, because most people only run 1 Herald of the Abyss, they're not going to have it to stop it, which is good for you. We also run a Stardust Charge Warrior, just in case we don't feel good about our hand. We can draw that 1 card to make a big difference in some scenarios, and that 1 card really does make a big difference when you summon this. But pretty much that. This is pretty much the deck. I'm going to show you half the replays I have are actual replays. The other half is going to be live duels, because the replays are so bugged right now to the point where you cannot save a replay without it crashing the game. So hopefully you guys love this deck. It's really not fun to play against if you have the godly combo, because again, a lot of people are going to rage quit if you do the turn 1 NEOS Fusion and Give and Take combo so that they can't play their deck. But if it does get popular enough, I feel that this card will get put on Forbidden, because it's a free card you get from a ticket, essentially. But without further ado, hopefully you guys liked the video, and if you do, think about subscribing for more content, and if you really like the video, maybe a like. Anyway, enjoy the video, have a nice day, peace out, and good night.
Duel!